I have made a huge mistake, and that mistake is I have never made a video on fishing equipment, and I can't believe that I have not done that until now. But that's what I'm gonna do for you today. I'm gonna tell you what you can put in a survival fishing kit. From a survival perspective, the thing that we run into is we need to know edible and medicinal plants, and we also need to be able to catch, trap, hunt food. One of the best ways to do that is to fish. And again, I can't believe I haven't made a video on this. I'll tell you what prompted me. A good friend of mine, Joey, and I'll leave his last name out, made this small survival fishing kit for me. And it's pretty nice little setup. I've had some different things, and I think he's got a much better kit than what I would have had in a survival kit. So what I want to do is show you what Joey put together for me. Joey is a fantastic fisherman. He's taken me fishing, and he catches a lot of fish, and so he knows what he's doing. So he put together a real simple survival kit for me, and that's what I'm going to show you on camera. And then that way you can put together your own survival kit that'll help you catch your next fish. Here's the deal. I really want to take this kit out and show you how to fish with it, but the winter here in Kentucky has been crazy. I mean, we've had quite a bit more snow than we're used to, and it's lasted longer than we're used to. And immediately after everything started melting off, it started raining. We got serious flooding issues here. I mean, like real serious, like towns are getting covered in mud and landslides and all that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on showing you how to utilize this. I'm just going to show you the pieces and parts of it. Later on this spring, when the water levels go back down, we'll take this back out and fish with it and catch some fish and cook them and show you all that kind of good stuff too. First off, what he's done is he's got a small little pill bottle. You can buy these at, this one's bought at Walmart, any of the number of big box stores. Real simple. Now let's get into this little guy and see what we got. We got several important things I want to point out to you. First off, we've got a nice little floater, bobber, cork, whatever you want to refer to it as. You can make these out of pulpwood if you don't have this in a survival kit, so you can make these with sticks and pulpwood. But this is such a simple device and so easy to use, as well as it is so lightweight. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have at least one in your kit. This is fantastic. We've got some braided wire, so we got a high tensile strength, a real strong braided wire, because it is actually literally braided wire, much like paracord is. And so you can utilize and take this apart and use the smaller individual strands or any number of things, but you also have this design just for fishing. So that's really important to understand and have that in your kit. And again, let's point out this too. Basically, if you just throw a bunch of fishing wire into your kit, what you're going to run into is that it's not going to be easy to get in and out. So just wrap it around a small stick. Again, this weighs nothing, hardly anything at all, this whole kit, let alone this one stick that you can wrap it around. We've also got some sinkers, some lead sinkers. And again, I used rocks when I was a kid, but you can use and put these in your kit, and they don't weigh hardly anything. And they're incredibly easy to use, and you can reuse them over and over and over. Last but not least, let's take a look at what we got for hooks. First off, we got some 1/0 light wire hooks, and the reason Joey put these in there, it's real important to understand, is that let's say that we've got that braided wire, which is incredibly strong. We go out there and we get hung up on a branch or a rock or whatever it is that we get hung up on. These light wire hooks, the hook portion will bend straight. You can get your hook off. You don't lose it, and then when you need to, you just bend it back to form. And it's real easy to do that without harming yourself. So you can put a small stick on the end of that so you don't stick it into your finger, and bend it the way you need to, and it's real easy to utilize. Last but not least, we got a little grub bait. I forget what he called this. However, you can find these most anywhere. I used to use these a lot to catch bluegill growing up, and still do from time to time. Any number of different colors work, but you just basically what you're doing with the fish is you've got to attract it to where it's doing one of two things. It's either pissed off, and so it hits something because they don't like it. That's what I did when I was fishing Alaska. When we fish in Alaska, we put baits out there that, you know, the salmon would get pissed off at and just attack it because they were mad at it. Or it looks like something it's going to eat. So if it's got some coloration to it, it might be more attractive to them. So this is a really good bait to makes it easy to see even in murky water, or easier to see. And then inside here, if you're not familiar, it's got its hook inside the feather material. This is a sinker, looks like a big eye, and then here's the eye of the hook here so you can tie it on. So that's all the items in the kit. It doesn't take up much space, but you can get a lot of food off this small little kit. So yeah, that's a fishing kit, man. Really simple design. The only thing that I might add to it is something there to keep it from rattling around, making too much noise. If you're just fishing, it's no big deal, who cares? But if you're wanting to move silently, then having something like this stuffed with some cotton balls or something like that so it doesn't rattle around, keeps it a little bit more tactically sound. If you're wanting to be found, then you got a rattle here that helps make sound. So it's whatever you want to do with it. So you can take care of your needs as well as your tactics if you so choose. Simply put, I can't recommend a small fishing kit enough. Again, I'm sorry the weather's not conducive enough for me to get out and fish with this thing. I'm going to. The old movies and pictures where people would, young boys would go out and fish and tie a string to their toe and lay back and sleep. I don't know where they got that idea, but I'm just telling you, I used to do that all the time when I was young, is just go, there was a creek here that we teach a lot of classes near, Lubbock Creek, and I would go out with my cousin, we'd swim and play and everything, take some fishing line and a couple hooks, and that was it. And we'd catch some grubs while we were out, put them on the hook, throw it out in the water, tie it to our toe, lay back, nap. When it started pulling on our toe, we'd wake up, pull it up. That's what we do for lunch. Again, I want to emphasize for you in these kind of things, survival is a lazy man's game. And it's also one of those things that's not just some kind of hobby for me, for example. It's stuff that I did for fun, literally for fun. My mom and dad probably excited to get rid of me, dump me out somewhere and go play in that creek for a while. I mean, at that point in time, I was 10, 11, 12 miles from house. They knew I was going to be all right. So practice these skills so that they're not something you're practicing and working on, so that you just continue to add this skill to your set, add this skill to your skill set, and add this one. Just get really good at some solid fundamentals, and then it's just living. It's not surviving, it's just living. So with that said, nice little kit. Glad you joined us. Come on, join in. Let's learn together.